Good morning. I was just about to put my makeup on and I thought, why not film it? Because I've meant to film like a makeup tutorial in so long, but I thought instead of the pressure of a makeup tutorial, I'll just do like a get ready with me style video. Because I actually left my favourite makeup palette at my sister's house in London, so I want to do my... Oh, sorry, my alarm's going off. When I do my everyday makeup tutorial, I want to include my eyeshadow palette because I love it and it's what I use most days. I haven't been using it recently because I've not been wearing makeup recently a lot, but it's generally what I use when I do my makeup every day. But today I'll just do an even... Oh, sorry, my fringe is not cooperating. But today I'll just do an even more simple makeup using bronzer as eyeshadow. To start, I'm going to be using my moisturiser, Simeon Facial Moisturiser from Lush. This is great, it gets rid of a lot of shine, and a lot of moisturisers I find when I used to put them on before my makeup, it'd just be really annoying because it would make me really greasy and it takes so long for it to sink in, but this sinks in straight away and just acts as a really nice base. Now I'm not going to do my forehead because I often don't because of my fringe. I might do that bit, but yeah. And then the first thing I'm going to use is this, sorry if any of this makeup's dirty, but I'm not going to clean it, is the Lily Lolo BB cream. Oh, come on, autofocus. It's the Lily Lolo BB cream, and this is great, I love it, but I've been cycling a lot more recently and I've caught the sun and it's definitely too pale for me. I like the formula of it, but it's definitely getting too pale. But it kind of feels like you're putting sun cream on. Alex pointed this out the other day when I was putting it on. He was like, oh, it looks like you're putting sun cream on. Because it does, because it's so pale. If you rub it in enough, and I put some bronzer on, it evens itself out, because I'm not about to waste this makeup, because I do not like being wasteful. If I buy makeup and I don't really like it, I'll just try and use it up, or if I really don't like it, I will just give it to a friend. But this I like. It's just a little bit pale, but once it's rubbed in with all my other makeup, it's totally fine. Oh, what colour is this? This is fair. But Lily Lolo, if you are pale, they do the palest colours I've ever found in a makeup brand, and it's all vegan and cruelty free. Or at least I think it's all vegan. This is vegan, but I think that if they're not all vegan, the vast majority of their stuff is vegan. But they do the palest stuff. A friend of mine at uni introduced me to it because she's super pale and she used their mineral foundation. And she was like, oh, you should try them out because they're vegan, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, next I'm going to be using the Obsessive Compulsive Cosmetics Concealer. It's 100% vegan and cruelty free, this brand. It's the full coverage foundation, it says, but it's a concealer. It's confusing. It says online that it's a concealer, so it's OCC Conceal, but it says full coverage foundation. So I think it just means that it's a full coverage concealer. And the colour is RO. Now again, if I was to buy this again, I wouldn't get such a pale colour because as you can see, it's very pale. But when I was buying it, I was a lot more pale. But I just put this under my eyes because I have a serious under eye bag problem, made worse by the fact that I haven't been sleeping so well recently. Oh, I should have got a mirror because I can see myself in the camera, but it's not particularly accurate. I have a really bad under eye problem that most concealers don't really fix. My favourite concealer, unfortunately, was a Bourjois concealer, but Bourjois aren't vegan or cruelty free, so I can't buy it anymore. Because this is nice, but it does crease. I do find that through the day it will crease. And I put some on my chin as well because I tend to get spots there, slash a bit of redness. So this is the problem, that I normally with concealers I put them on the top of my eyelids because my eyelids are quite veiny. But it does crease and it tends to just make my eyeshadow crease, so I don't bother with that anymore. What I've been doing when I don't have eyeshadow, because I haven't got my eyeshadow palette, because if you didn't watch my minimalism video, I cleared out all of my eyeshadow palettes apart from one because I just didn't use them. So I'm going to use the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Light / Medium Matte Bronzer, and this is broken because I stupidly dropped it on the floor. So as you can see, but all I do is just use an eyeshadow brush. This is a Real Techniques brush. I will not be able to tell you what brush this is because I got it in a pack. I got 2 sets. You can buy these in a set is what I'm trying to say, an eyeshadow set. But it's really great for blending out and just doing fluffy... I'm so not used to talking about this in a camera. It's really good for blending out and just covering the whole eyelid. So I just use this on my eyelid, and what this does is, what I find is, I used to use like a pale eyeshadow, so like a creamy coloured eyeshadow on my eyelids if I couldn't be bothered with eyeshadow, because I found that if I didn't put anything there, then I would have you know, a veiny eyelid. And I used to find that when I saw myself in pictures, or even when I started to vlog, I noticed that it gives too much of a stark difference between your eyelashes and your skin because it's paler, or maybe it's because I am pale. It just washed me out, and it kind of becomes very noticeable, and it just doesn't look very good with my eyes. And I found using a bronzer, because it's a skin tone and it's just very slightly darker than my skin tone, it adds some depth to your eyes. So if someone was to be looking at you, they wouldn't really notice that you're wearing eyeshadow, but it just adds some depth. So if you find that creamy coloured eyeshadows just don't work on you, try using your bronzer. Let me see if I can zoom in here. So it's just like a nice warm colour, and I find it really works well. Now I'm going to be using 2 mascaras because I got a new one recently, and I tend to do that when I get a new mascara. I like to use both of them. I don't know why. The first one is the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, and this is an amazing mascara. It's one of my favourite mascaras ever. The only problem is it does leave mascara marks on my eyebrows. And then the second one is the Ico Lengthening Skinny Brush Mascara Long and Tall. This is amazing. Oh, I'll show you the brush for both of them. Yes, it's one of these sorts of brushes which I prefer. These are my favourite style of brush. And then next is the Ico one, I'll show you. So it's more of a very small plastic brush. I've been putting this mascara on first because it's starting to run out, and then putting that one over the top of it to sort of add some length. And also this is amazing for your lower lashes because it's so, I don't know, it gets in there. But this mascara is just so good. And lots of people put on mascara wrong, I think. I'm not a beauty guru or anything, but I've spent a lot of time watching YouTube videos about makeup, and a lot of people just kind of, I've seen girls do it, like friends, they just kind of do that, and they don't really get right in there. I've always found that the best way to do mascara is to like close your eyes almost and like rub right at the roots and then go up, because that way it just creates the biggest curve, and it just makes the roots of your lashes look so much thicker. Whereas I see so many people just in person where they've got mascara on, but they've painted the ends of their eyelashes, and you can almost see the bottom of their eyelashes that haven't been painted because they've got like blonde hair or red hair, or so it's like do a little wiggle at the bottom. So let me show you what that looks like without putting the Ico over the top. It's like false eyelashes, they're so good. It's one of the best mascaras I've ever used. I love it. And then, just for the hell of it, because I've got a new mascara, I just like to just put this over the top. I don't know why. Now some people, it depends whether you suit wearing mascara on your bottom eyelashes or not, because I think some people just don't suit it and some people do. I think I look better with mascara on the bottom eyelashes because of the shape of my eyes and my face and all that, but I know a lot of people don't wear it because it makes them look a bit older. It just sort of brings their face down in a way. So you can see my bottom eyelashes, how it's I don't know if you can tell if it's different, but it's just, it kind of spreads your eyelashes out more. If it's more, not spidery, but this one's more of a fluffy mascara and the other one's more of a spidery mascara, if that makes sense. But they're both very good mascaras. Next I'll put on this is Barry M's Make Me Blush in, what's that? I can't read that. In Rhubarb Crumble. And this came like this. I know it looks really skanky, but when I got it, I think I filmed it in my makeup haul when I got all this makeup. Yeah, if you want to see where all this makeup's from and me talk about it in more detail, I have a makeup haul where I bought all this makeup a few months ago. It came all gross like this and it was all falling apart, and I was the sort of old me was so tempted to send it back and be like, give me a new one. But then I thought, that's just really wasteful, because if I give it back to them, they'll either throw it out or, I don't know. I just thought, why, it's perfectly fine, the product, and I was just being so particular, like who cares, it just probably broke or got smushed around or something in transport, but whatever, it still works. This is really nice. I just kind of pull a silly face like, so I can see my cheeks. Do a little dab. And then I've really gotten into cream blushes. I used to only use powdered blushes, I mean, but I just like the way cream blushes kind of just they look more realistic. It looks like you're just blushing. And then I'm going to be using the bronzer again with a Eco Tools, I don't know what brush this is, but it's an Eco Tools kind of powder brush. And then I will just bronze up my face. So kind of do a bit of a contour. Oh, I love this bronzer because it's, I said this when I did the haul video, that it when you use a powder brush like this, it gets into the air, and I think there's sugar in the bronzer because, oh god, a bit too much. There's sugar in the bronzer to make it smell good, to make it smell like chocolate. And it kind of goes into the air, and then you go, and you can breathe it, so it's like, oh, it tastes nice. I definitely put way too much on my cheek there, because I'm not using a mirror. And what I've been doing recently, because it kind of makes you look a bit bronzed for the summer, because I'm not bronzed at all, as you can see, but it just kind of gives some life to your face, is I do this on my chin, so dab on my chin, and then blend it out, and then do the same again with my nose. And it just, something about it just gives you a more bronzed, summery look, because I used to just contour with bronzer, and I also do under my chin, sort of define your chin a bit. No accuracy here. And often I really want a new highlighter, so if anybody knows of a really great vegan highlighter, then let me know. And then, because I can't be bothered with lipstick today, I'm just gonna whack it on my lips, because I can't be bothered with lipstick. So let me give you a close-up of my makeup. So I think that the coverage of the foundation is perfect because it's not too much. I used to wear really full coverage makeup when I was younger. I used to get the most intense makeup that was as pale as possible. And all it meant was that I had to powder myself through the day constantly, and it made my skin oilier. I mean, I'm sure that my diet played a huge part in it. But ever since not using full-on foundation, my skin has gotten so much less oily, and I think it was also to do with going vegan, and I think also stopping drinking alcohol, because even when I was vegan, my skin was still oily, and it's only this year that my skin has got even less oily, so it's kind of gone through the stages. And I don't know whether that's just from being vegan for a longer period of time. I've stopped using as many products on my face, I've stopped washing my face with products as much, and I guess everything's just become a lot more natural. So I think that it's the same with your hair. If you overdo it with your hair and you use too many products and wash your hair too much, it gets a lot oilier and a lot greasier. And I do believe the same for your skin. So I only wear makeup probably a handful of times a week. You know, for my vlogs, half the time I'm wearing makeup, half the time I'm not. And I think that really allows my, like, the natural oils in my skin to just like regulate. Whereas I think wearing a lot of makeup really freaks your skin out, and it's not that you're oily, it's more that it can't breathe and it's trying to get through and it sort of builds up. So I just get a little bit shiny if it's hot weather, and all I do is I use my hand and I just sort of do that and dab my nose and dab my chin. I have powder here, but I just don't like using it. It's also the summer, so I don't think, like, I don't want to powder that because it would just make it a bit less, it's not that it's that glowy, but you see there's a little bit of a glow on my cheek. But I think that coverage is really nice because it's not, you can see my skin basically, you can see my freckles, it's not anything too much. So yeah, look, there's Alex in bed. Okay, so now I'm gonna go make myself breakfast, and oh, also I didn't tell you what I did with my hair, so I'll quickly go get something for you. So for my hair, this is, because it's a get ready with me, what might as well show you the whole thing. My hair is just naturally dried. You can see my vlog yesterday, I just leave it to dry. I used to blow dry the roots of my hair and my fringe, but I've stopped doing that. And I just straighten my fringe because my fringe will go messy and crazy otherwise, because as you can see, my hair's wavy curly. So I straighten my fringe, and then I will use this sea salt spray. I'm nearly out, so I need to make another order to Lush. And I just spritz this all in my hair. And then sort of run it through. Give it a bit of an oomph. And then that'll dry, and I had already put some in, so it won't make that much of a difference. But yeah, it just sort of gives your hair a bit more messiness, a bit more definition if you have curly hair. And yeah, it just kind of gives it that bedhead, sea at the beach look. So this is like the only hair product I use. I only use shampoo. I use a Lush shampoo, so it's a very natural shampoo. I don't dye my hair, and I just use that afterwards, and might use coconut oil if my hair is particularly frizzy. And I know that when my hair grows, I will start to use coconut oil more, because the ends of your hair tend to get drier. So yeah, so I definitely am all for leaving your hair alone. If you want it to grow, if you want your hair to look shiny and healthy and thick. My hair used to be so much thinner because I straightened it, and I just used so many products on it and messed around with it every day, and it really got to a point when it got really thin and damaged and split-ended. But I've been growing my hair since it was like chin length, and it's grown really, really fast. My hairdresser was shocked when he saw me. He was like, oh my gosh, your hair's grown so much. Last time I cut it, it was like at your neck. And I think that's down to diet, so healthy diet and lifestyle, and to leaving my hair the hell alone. Ladies, leave your hair alone. If you want thick, healthy hair, stop putting in extensions, stop dyeing your hair, stop using all these products, stop being sold on the whole, you need to put all this stuff in your hair to make it healthy and shiny. The best thing to do is to leave it alone. I hope you enjoyed that video, and all of the makeup products, the vegan makeup products. Can't even taste the spinach, so yeah, let's try this out. So it tastes exactly the same as the smoothie does normally, and I'm glad I added that date